All right, so the title is not clickbait. We got to talk about the Bighorn. The Bighorn is no longer on the farm. Before we get into the Bighorn stuff, I need to get the tractor out and get the pallet forks on it. And well, yeah, we've got a story to tell. So about a year ago, I was out here setting in my muzzleloader for muzzleloader season, and I came in here because I couldn't get my breech plug out, and I walked in this barn about where this tractor is, and as I'm walking in here to get the breech plug, a wasp, one of those red wasps, those little red devils, crawled or flew up my shirt and stung me about 4 times in the arm, so bad I dropped my rifle, smashed my scope, and that was the year I missed a pretty nice buck with my muzzleloader after, yeah, anyway. No problem. Okay, let's talk Bighorn. So this is a long story, so I want y'all to stick with me on this one because it's important. I want y'all to get the whole story, not a piece of it and click off and, you know, not really hear the whole thing. So about a year ago, we were approached by Bighorn, which is Sunright Power Sports, I believe. And Bighorn sells their machines in Tractor Supply and through dealerships, and they have really a 400 series and a 550 series, which was brand new. So they approached us and said, hey, we'd love to launch our machine. We want to put one on your channel, let you guys use it, abuse it, do what you do with these machines. But this is a brand new machine. It's never been out before. And pretty much we had one of the first ones in the country. So fast forward to about 3 months into that, and I start having an issue with an oil leak off the water pump. And I reached out to them and said, listen, we know about the water pump. We've remachined it. That is completely fixed. Your unit has the old style. We're going to send you a new one to put on there. Great, no problem. Put the new water pump on there. Never had an issue with it. I didn't really see a reason for me to bring that to everyone's attention here on the channel because it's like, well, no one's going to have that problem because no one has that machine with that water pump. Well, fast forward a little bit more ahead, and I started having issues with the CVT belt. Well, when I had the cab put on the machine, they took it apart and said, yeah, the CVT belt was too loose. I don't remember exactly what the issue was, but there was an issue with that from it being a prototype, essentially, and that's all fixed. They don't use that anymore. It's completely, not an issue anymore. Well, fast forward again to about a month ago, or a couple weeks ago, really, and the 550 that we had, again, prototype, started having some pretty significant engine sounds and engine issues, and I reached out proactively to Bighorn and said, listen, I'm publicly a big proponent of you guys as a company, first of all, because they're wonderful people. Second of all, I do really like the machine. I said, but I can't in good conscience continue to promote a machine that nobody can even buy, because mine is a prototype, and all the ones that are now sold at dealerships or Tractor Supply are completely different units. The body's the same, the amenities are the same, but my drivetrain is so different now because they've refined it, right? They went to the production model, and the production model is working great. I told the guys, I was like, listen, I just don't feel right doing this because I'm promoting something that I'm having a bunch of issues with, or 3 issues really, not a bunch of issues, but have had issues with. Don't think it's the right thing for me to do. So I really said we have 2 options here. Option 1 is we be honest with the audience, you who's watching this video right now, and explain what the problems are that we're having. And then we just say, hey, Bighorn and my channel decided to split ways, and we're still friends. They're still wonderful people. I mean that 100%. They're the nicest people you ever talk to. Super helpful. Anytime you have an issue, they truly want to help. I said option 2 is I start running a production model here on the channel to where I'm actually using the exact same one that you can buy. That would not have been an option for me if I did not contact a few folks in dealerships and with Tractor Supply themselves and say, hey, listen, can you give me some feedback? Are you having issues with these machines? Because if they would have said, yeah, man, we're having a lot of issues, there's a lot of problems with them, it probably would have been the end of the road for the Bighorn here in our channel. Our Bighorn that we had here in the channel is gone. It's never coming back. I don't want it fixed. I don't have confidence in that specific machine. However, I do have a lot of confidence in Bighorn as a company, and from talking with the folks that actually are in this business who would talk to the people having issues who have returns, there are very, very few issues, as I've been told from them, with this machine. I have a lot more confidence in the ones that are being sold than the one that was the prototype that was sent here that our job was to test it out and figure out where the weak points were, and that's what we did. And that machine is no longer here. Well, as you can see, we do have a Bighorn 550 on our property. So this is actually a new one. This is a production model. So I hope you all understand the spirit of this video is that I wanted to explain the pre-production one we had some problems. They were worked out, really while we still had the machine. And this one, we are going to be just as honest with you as we are about the other one. The other one, some of the stuff that was going wrong wasn't stuff that would be going wrong for you. That water pump wasn't on a production machine. The CVT belt was different on the production machine. And the engine issue could have something to do with both of those things. The water pump could have affected the engine, and the CVT belt could have done something to the transmission to do something to the engine. So one of the reasons why these folks send stuff to us to test is because I do have a lot of mechanical knowledge when it comes to operating machines. I do have a lot of power sports experience, so I can give feedback and say, hey, listen, this is something that's great, this is something that isn't. It's not just me getting giddy about machines on a YouTube channel, which I do. I know I love machines, and I would test machines from now till the day I die because I just love them. I think they're so cool. But we're going to walk around this machine, and I'm going to tell you my first impression, and the thing that stood out more than anything the first time I drove this machine. I'll share that with you as we're close. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the Bighorn 550, if this is your first video you've ever watched, this is it's about a 500cc machine, and this cab is it's a heated cab, not air conditioned. But this machine is four-wheel drive. It's got a lot of really nice features to it, and it's very, very comfortable. It's a nice size machine. It's a bigger size machine. And I mean, as you see, this thing was just dropped off. I wanted to get this video done for you all, but when we come in here, I need to wipe some of the pollen and stuff off, because again, when this was delivered, it was like during a torrential downpour. But some of the upgrades are, it now has this LED or LCD or whatever they are. It has a screen on here, which when you turn the... So there's a 550, and then not only that, but this actually has Apple CarPlay. It has, I believe, Android CarPlay. It has a lot of cool stuff on it. Yeah, Android Audio, Bluetooth, clock. We're not going to get into all this stuff today, but you can actually play music through it. It also has the media package, which this is insanely cool to have speakers in here. And listen, I've said this in the other videos, feel free to go back and watch it. I stand by everything we said in those videos. A lot of the stuff that we reviewed was the comfort, the fit, finish. It is a very comfortable machine. So I'm 6'4", I'm not a small dude, and I have tons and tons of headroom. I have tons of arm room, and I think this is the first machine I've ever sat in that had built-in speakers that I will not hit my head on, because my head is nowhere close to that thing. Looking through the cab, again, all the stuff still has stickers and stuff on it. The cab is all very, very well done. It's a plastic windshield. It's not glass. It's not, the top of the top, but it's going to keep you warm. Got a heater button there. It has 4 miles on it. So it basically means it's driven on a trailer, off a trailer, and that's about it. So you do have a back window here as part of the cab. Again, it's just a very, very nice machine. Now, one thing this machine has that my other one did not, this one has power steering. So I'm not going to complain about it. I don't think the other one was, I didn't really notice it not having power steering. You can clearly feel with this one, I mean, it is way smoother, and in four-wheel drive, it's going to be much, much smoother. One other big upgrade, which this is actually feedback I gave them, is it now has metal A-arm guards. So that's on both sides. Yeah, I mean, those things, media kit. This one has a LCD. I don't know, is it LED or LCD? Y'all leave a comment so I stop sounding so stupid on these things. LED or LCD? I don't know. LCD screen, whatever. It has a screen. Same wheels, same camo. You know, I honestly probably could have just taken this one on the channel and drove it around and said it was the same one. I don't know that anybody would know the difference other than, you know, seeing the A-arm guards and the screen, but that's not the right thing to do. That's not what we were gonna do. We will get more in depth with all the features and all the stuff on this new one. It's a very similar. I mean, there's not a ton of differences, but really it's that media system, which I think is pretty cool, and the power steering. You know, I never drove one of the other machines, one of the production machines, until this one. I always just had the prototype, which I was like, this is a really nice machine. You know, it drives nice and it's comfortable and the seats are great. Compared to other things I've driven, it's right on par. This one, I told you I'd share something with you. It's a first impression. This one is so much more refined than the prototype that I had, or the pre-production model. The pre-production model was a very nice machine, but it was nowhere close to as, you know, smooth as the shifting of gears is, and you know, everything just feels more finished, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But I feel like it's my job and my responsibility to be honest and share my experience. So I've rambled a lot in this video, but I had a lot to share. And if you've made it this far, I really do appreciate you doing that, because listen, we have relationships with a lot of side-by-side and now an ATV and some mini bikes and a go-kart. And like, we have some cool stuff out here that we get to demo. And, you know, machines are part of being on a big piece of property. It's just part of life on a big piece of property. And I just hope that you recognize the fact we realize that we're blessed to be able to do this. We love doing it. It's a lot of fun. If you have questions, let me know. But anyway, I do appreciate you watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Joe the Farmer, we out.